Yo, 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 welcome to another episode, the trilogy, part 3 of Junior's life story. Dude, I was so excited with the last episode, man. We just called it like, let's do another one right now. I'm so excited. As you can tell, I'm talking like 1,000 miles an hour, bro. But man, that last episode was pretty good, man. You told me a lot of things I didn't even realize about you, bro. I had no idea that you kind of went through these things while you were in Mexico. And for me, I want to start off with the tough question, man, for episode 3, man, because you talked about how you were bullied as
Yeah.
a child. I want to ask, at what point, if you ever did, at what point did you stand up for yourself? At what point did you say, like, dude, enough is enough?
Um. So okay. I know the time. So we're on the verge of moving again. But that time, but by this time in my life, I had moved already like 6, 7 times already, different schools, different. So we're still in Mexico, and it was like almost to our last days, and so we were walking home. Me and my little brother walking from home, and this fucking dude, and he, mind you, he was a punk too. He used to get bullied too, but he used to bully me too. So I tell you, I was on the bottom of the totem pole, bro. It was people that got bullied, and I was at the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was at the bottom of the bottom. So we're walking home, me and my little brother, and he comes up out of nowhere, and he starts pushing me. He punched me. He starts pushing me and kicking me on the dirt, and like I fall down. And I'm trying to walk, and my little brother is with me. My little brother Roger, and he's with me. And then he fucking he spits on me, and he pulls my backpack, and I fall on my back. And
Mm,
my little brother, bro, he stood up for me. Like he
really?
fucking yeah, he pushed him and dropped him, and then he kicked him. And
Your little
fuck,
brother
bro,
did?
yeah, my little brother. So he
What? Your
fucking
little brother came through in the clutch?
yeah, my little brother came through, bro. So he dropped him, and he just laid there. And I remember walking home. I didn't say shit to my brother. And at this point, my little brother had never watched me get bullied. He never seen that. Um, like I was proud of him for doing that. I was happy, but I also felt ashamed. Like I felt like damn, like my little brother had to do that for me. You know what I mean? Like it was him. So the next day I went to school, and I went to the first dude that bullied me ever. The first one that did it to me, my D'Angelo Bailey. And we're at recess. We're at recess, and I knew he was gonna come try to take my lunch money. I already knew his routine, so he was gonna try to come. And as soon as he pulls up on me, I punched him
Right. Oh,
like right in the mouth.
yeah.
And this motherfucker just got mad. I didn't even hurt him.
You like
and
socked him with all you had, and he just like was like,
and that kind of made me a little bit scared of that, because at that point that was my first fight. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I did what I could do best, because you know what I'm saying. To this day, I want to say this. To this day, I still watch WWE. I fucking love that shit. So
Oh
I,
yeah.
I, I did what I knew best. You know what I'm saying? I pulled my best edge, and I tried to spear him, and we started wrestling.
Yeah.
But from that moment on, he left me alone. Granted, we moved, but when we went to a different city in Mexico, different state, I mean, I never let anybody do that to me again.
Right.
That's the point where I knew that talking to people, or trying to be nice and trying to be kind, didn't work. Like you know what I'm saying. Everybody knows these kids are fucking brutal, especially kids that bully, because obviously they have their traumas too. But it changed for me. So the next time somebody tried to do it to me, I attacked it immediately. I
Right.
punched them. I got in a fight in school. I got suspended, and when I came back from my suspension, I'm like about 9 years old. I came back from my suspension, and all the girls are looking at me. Everybody wants to hang around with me. All of a sudden, I'm the cool kid. I'm the new cool kid who doesn't get bullied, who can fight. And really, I didn't even know if I knew how to fight. I was probably swimming the whole time, bro. You know.
Yeah.
So like that's what changed, and that's what it changed me to violence. And I started watching my dad more. When somebody would disrespect my dad, or somebody would talk to my dad a certain way, he would respond a certain way, and he used to puff up his chest. And so everything he did, and that's when I started paying attention more to movies, to like the cool people in the movies. You know what I'm saying? How do they talk? How do they react to certain things? So I started doing the same thing, and that's where it flipped for me. I was like about 9. I want to say 9. I want to say more like 10. I was like 10 years old. I was like 10.
Yeah, bro, that's funny, man. I feel like yeah, your little brother came through in the clutch. That's kind of watching him stand up for himself kind of gave you the strength to kind
Yeah.
of start doing that yourself. And I think something that you just said to me kind of stood out. Like, yeah, obviously other kids have their traumas too, and I feel like it's not the other kids' faults for bullying you because they were probably bullied or they were probably feeling, having troubles at home. And I think that we all sometimes need to look at the people that did bully us and kind of forgive them a little bit, because
Yeah,
they've
for
had
sure.
their own traumas, they've had their own battles, and maybe they've grown up and they changed, and maybe they regret that. I mean, if somebody was 35 years old and still bullying like people, then it's like, dude, yeah, like come on, bro. But as a
What's
young
wrong with
kid,
you?
when you're going through all that stuff, sometimes you need those kind of outlets, and I'm assuming bullying was one of them. But
And you know also what helped me a lot too, bro, is that Eminem, bro. Like I'll give my props to that dude all the time because you know what I'm saying. He put all that shit in his music, bro, and then and like for you to know that somebody went through that and now that they're where they're at, like you know what I'm saying. Like that dude blew my mind, bro.
yeah.
When I listen to his music, it would blow my mind and be like, damn, this motherfucker went through that. But then he went crazy, so I'm like, I'm gonna go crazy too. I'm gonna fucking murder. I'm gonna murder a cat and put it in somebody's mailbox too. Fuck it.
Bro, Eminem is definitely one of my favorite rappers of all time, bro. He's definitely an inspiration to me too. Even though a lot of his music is hella crazy, but I mean, he's just fucking around in half of his
Yeah,
songs. But
yeah, for sure.
that's funny. I wanted to ask you too because I know you talked about how much you like idolized your dad growing up, right? He was somebody that you looked up to. You feel like you couldn't look up to anybody else. I wanted to ask you like because I was thinking about that, man, and I wanted to ask you like, did that ever drive a bridge between you and your other siblings, right? You looked up to your dad a lot. So, I mean,
Yeah, I would say, bro, like for me being a big brother, like I would say I failed because I
mm,
was so caught up in him that I never realized that my brothers were there. You know what I'm saying? Like I never realized that there was times where they needed me too, but also at the same time, like I didn't know what to do either. You know what I mean? Um, everything he said to me was like I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like everything he expected of me, I had to meet those expectations. Not only meet them, but I had to shatter through them, and I had to be better, and I had to do so. School, I did school for him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I had to get good grades because he wanted good grades. I had to play soccer because he wanted me. Even though I love playing soccer, I had to play soccer because he wanted to. Everything was like it clashed for me when school went bad for me. It clashed because school and kids are into different things than what my dad was into. So
right,
while I was at home, I was one thing, but when I was at school, I was a whole different person because I had to adapt to me being at school and then me being at home. So my dad wanted me to be a hard worker, so I used to wake up with him at four o'clock in the morning. I used to go to work with him, and I left my brother behind a lot of times, not knowing that he needed me too because just like I was in a different place, he was in a different place too. He was in a whole different, you know what I'm saying? He had to go through the things I went through just because his personality made it easier for him to connect with people. I also know it was also hard for me. So it definitely created a bridge between me and my brothers and a bigger bridge between me and my mom. Because
mm,
like I said before, he told me my mom was a whore and she fucking called the cops on him because she wanted papers and all this shit.
right,
And it created a bigger gap between me and her. So I used to see my mom as the enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom don't love me. My mom don't care about me. My mom cares about this. My mom cares about that. So anything she said was like in one ear and out the other. In ear and like I don't care. Like I never said this to her, but I was like, man, fuck you, bitch. Shut the fuck up. I don't care what you're saying. I used to think it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And that's the gap that was between me and everybody else. And it also affected my life, bro, because just like I wanted his approval, I noticed that I wanted everybody else's approval too. Like I
right,
needed everybody else's approval for me to feel good about myself.
right. Yeah, yeah, man. That was yeah, that's a good answer, man. I just can't even imagine some of the stuff that you've been through, bro. And I do can understand like idolizing your dad and then ended up going against your mom because of it, and that driving that bridge between your guys' relationship, man. But yeah, man, I definitely thank you for sharing your life story here, man, and being a little bit vulnerable today. Do you have anything else you want to add, bro?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Obviously it's hard to talk about shit like this, and it's hard to admit like it's hard to talk about things that hurt you because you just relive the pain sometimes.
Yeah,
But like it's also liberating, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you can't hold on to these things forever, and
you're
you can't
free,
let that.
bro. You're free now.
I'm saying I'm
Woo!
free.
Just
I'm free in prison.
free at last.
I'm free in prison, bro.
What'd you say?
I said I'm free in prison.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man, freedom's not free. Sometimes you got to free your mind up, man. Just because you're in prison doesn't mean that you have to be. locked up, man, you know, your mind can definitely. It's more.
You
It's
know
more
what's crazy
powerful.
of all this, bro? That kind of blows my mind is that I went from getting bullied to being the bully. Because then
Right.
I also had people that I bullied later on down the line that I did things to that I'm pretty sure that there was times where they avoided me and they also didn't want to be around me, and in some type of way I was also bullied to my brothers,
Yeah.
to my little brothers. Yeah, because
Oh, I bet.
so
Oh,
it's just crazy how this freaking cycle just like
yeah. It's something
it's
called the
crazy.
cylindrical patterns of behavior. You know, I think.
Don't bring me your fucking book shit, bro. Don't
No,
bring me your book shit, bro.
seriously, bro.
Don't.
It's something called cylindrical patterns of behavior, man. When something bad happens to you, you
Bro, you're
start to
better.
do you
You're better
start to
than me.
do it to other people. You know, like if you were bullied, you start to bully people. You know, if you were molested, you might be. You know, if you were, you know, whatever type of victimization and traumatization that you had, you kind of you can in some instances perpetuate that later on in life and don't count on my book smart stuff, bro. Don't do that.
How do you spell it?
So what?
What you said.
What?
The what's the name of that thing you just said right now?
Cylindrical patterns of behavior.
Oh, so yeah, okay.
It's C-I Lindrical. No. It's C-Y Lindrical.
Hey, I forget how educated you are sometimes, bro. I really do.
Well,
Yeah, how
thank you,
educated you
man.
are.
1 minute. Guys, we thank you. We thank the viewers, man. If you guys like our content, like and subscribe. Welcome to another episode. We're about to close this out. Dropping the soap. You already know what time it is, man. This is Junior, the greatest man to ever walk the earth. And this is me,
Next
Marty,
time,
man. I'm just a humble guy, man, you know. But anyway, man.
you ain't no humble. You ain't humble, bro. You ain't humble. Hey, he's fronting. To anybody who's watching, he's fronting. He's fronting. My boy.
Anyway, bro,
Mr.
much love, man. Much love. Good
All right.
episode, man.
Yeah,
Dropping
for
the
sure, for
soap.
sure.
Bye.